Good morning, and welcome back to the podcast, to the AMP El Paso podcast. I am very excited because I don't know if you can tell the difference, but I got a new microphone here. I actually didn't have, like a little mic on a mic stand because I had the little recorder here. Hopefully you notice a difference. I'm pretty excited about this little microphone thing. It's a little bulky, but we're moving up in the world. Um, Welcome back to the podcast. It is a little late. It's already Thursday, and I'm just recording that way. I mean, this is a big week, right? Even though we have a pandemic still going on and everything, this is a big week because of the weekend coming up is already. I mean, last week was big. Last week was big because for me it was because of the Super Bowl, which I consider a big. It's my favorite. I consider it a holiday. I don't know why it's not. I know everybody considers it a holiday, and it's my favorite, kind of my favorite day of the year. So last week was kind of a big. I consider it to be one of the biggest days of the year, and man, the weekend it was a good show. It was very simple. I was talking to my girlfriend about it. We were watching it. I had the radio going and everything. We were eating. I cooked out a little bit, and I was telling my girlfriend, "Man, this guy's really good. He's got well, I think he's got a really good stage presence. Because there was nothing. He was the only one up there, pretty much. I kind of wish he would have had some guests or some surprise guests, kind of like it used to be the norm, or it used to be tradition, I guess, whatever you want to call it. But I thought there were going to be a lot of, or maybe a couple like surprise guests or something. And being the weekend, I know he really became famous this year because of the that one song, the Blinding Lights, and it's a good song. I like it. It has like an '80s feel. It's a good song. So I really liked the game. I don't know. I don't really care so much about those two teams. Yeah. Not so much to the point where I'm not going to watch the game. I'm still going to watch the game, but I do have to admit I kind of drifted away from it there toward the end. And but it was okay. I mean, once it gets too one-sided, you can kind of tell who's going to win. And congratulations to the Buccaneers for going after, I don't know, like years and years. I think they've only been up there once before. And I guess that's it gives testament to Tom Brady. Um, he's a good quarterback, and I've always criticized people who say, oh well, it's just because the quarterback, and they give praise to the quarterback, because whenever you're playing a team sports, it shouldn't really come down to one player. But it's kind of hard to not give credit to this guy because he made the difference. I really can't say that if the Buccaneers didn't have Tom Brady, I don't think they would have been able to. I don't think they would have been there, right? So, congratulations to those guys, and congratulations to Tom Brady, I guess. And congratulations to the Chiefs too, because they made it. It just, I don't know. It was, I don't know. I wish it could have been a little more interesting. I always root for a closer game. I really like it. I really like being able to watch an interesting game. So anyway, enough about that. This week there's actually gonna be a lot of cool stuff going on here. There's a ton of events. There's a ton. I'm gonna have to pause this over here because I don't want the noise coming up. I could just pause. I could just mute the whole thing because I don't know how you guys are gonna react to this new microphone thing. I don't know how sensitive it is. If the noise is gonna travel through my laptop, through my little desk here. And I don't know. This is the first recording with this new microphone. We'll see how it goes. So I'm sure I'm not gonna hear about it. I'm just gonna re-listen to this here just right before I post it up, and then I'll see if I like it. Hopefully, I won't have to re-record. I should have done like a test run. I've just been kind of busy this week. It's exciting because I'm getting a different job. I'm pretty excited here at the new place. I'm gonna start working at. I think it's gonna free up some of my time to be able to continue pursuing finding new artists and creators and everything. And one of the things that's going to help me a lot with that is that I actually just got my brand new. Actually, these are my first cards. And I'm pretty excited. I'm going to start giving these out, start telling people what I'm going to do. I don't know if I've actually mentioned what my plan for this podcast was entirely. But I'm starting with the pandemic. It obviously kind of cut me short here a little bit. But what I'm trying to do is do just give exposure to all our artists and stuff. So that's really basically what it is. And with the pandemic and everything, I was gonna start off with like the wrestling guys. Since my dad used to be a wrestler, that's what I wanted to start off with. I was gonna start off with wrestlers and kind of giving each one of them a little video, a little interview, just some of the pictures, and getting to know these guys. Not so much off the ring. I wouldn't want to get into their personal life, and it's kind of a cool thing where one of my cousins is a wrestler, and he likes to like on his social media. It's hard, back in the day when my dad was wrestling and when we were really into it, you didn't have anything such as social media, so it was easy to once you went into the dressing rooms, it was easy to just be just another guy. You walked in there, obviously everybody knew. You can always kind of spot a wrestler. And right now with social media, it's hard. I mean, it's hard to be able to. I would imagine. I don't know what that's like. To try to hide your identity. I don't like posting a lot of pictures, so I guess if I really tried, I'd probably be good at it or what or whatever. But I know, just from what I've seen from my cousin, that under your pictures, his wife is she's actually really good about covering up his little mug there, to kind of keep that nice touch of anonymity that you would need to, you obviously he has friends. He's a great guy, so he gets along with everybody, and I'm pretty sure whenever he has his conversations with people and coworkers and stuff like that, the conversation comes up and he tells them, "Oh, hey, I'm a wrestler." So I would imagine it's probably hard to really keep it on the wraps, but it is still kind of a cool thing where, it's kind of like a superhero. Wrestlers were always revered in like Latin or Hispanic, what is it, folklore, which is the tradition and everything. So it's kind of a nice thing to be able to do that, to have that. So anyway, I'm going to start off with the events. I'm going to start with this weekend. There's actually a couple shows. I think there's a couple car shows going on here. There's one that is at the Coliseum. That's actually not going to be the dates. Let's see. This week. Right now what I'm just doing is Wednesday. Was that yesterday? Why is it not giving me... Yeah, hey, give me an event for yesterday. So anyway, the big one that it was going to be happening, I know, since we're starting over here on the like Lower Valley East Side. It's not really East Side, I guess. I guess it's technically starting to leave El Paso, right? At this point. Um, but one of the big events is happening this week. I just haven't seen. I don't know why this is giving me such a hard time. I'm just gonna look it up on my phone. Let's see. It's the C3 Car Club. They're actually taking part in that big event. I should have mentioned it last week, but I think probably I probably didn't. Last week was crazy. Last week I was my first time back, and I have had a chance to record again, and I just kind of put it off since I'm starting a new job. I wanted to kind of do some stuff here at home, do some stuff like in the backyard and everything, but um, the big show that I was gonna get was it's gonna be at the Idea in Horizon, and it's gonna be on Saturday, so you still get your Valentine's Day to. Oh, look, good job. Yeah, sorry. Hopefully this new microphone helped, so you guys didn't hear the bulk of that. There it is. So Idea Horizon is going to be having. So you know what Idea, right? Idea is a public school. It's a charter school, so you do have to. I think people have this misconception that Idea public schools are actually like a private and you have to pay for it. They actually aren't. They are actually a public school. It is a charter school. I haven't looked into exactly what constitutes as a charter school, but it's pretty much I value. Obviously, I think it kind of goes hand in hand with the art. I really value education. I obviously value art, and that kind of encapsulates everything from music. Um, if you do some sort of like painting, drawings, crafts, a lot of things like that. It really encapsulates a lot of those, and I think it does kind of go hand in hand with the value of education. I know a few years back the talk about like not closing schools, but whenever we had all these budget cuts and everything, the first things that would always suffer were the closing of like I don't know if it was first after school programs, but it had to do the first things to go are always the arts. And I mean, obviously being involved in the arts, a lot of the teachers that I spoke to, you could see it. It's very visual. Being in arts requires a lot of heart. Like I was just saying with wrestlers, there's a lot of movies. I actually haven't gotten around to watch the Wrestler movie, which I should. I heard it's like Mickey Rourke's from what I've heard, I think it's like from his best movie. I think if you don't know Mickey Rourke, he's this I don't know. He's that really like ugly faced dude. He looks like a really rough guy. He came out in like the Expendables with that Sylvester Stallone movie where where they're all the military guys and everything. And I actually like in the very first movie I kind of liked his role because he had this like mechanic, tattoo artist kind of. He was like the guy that owned the bar or whatever. So from there that's kind of where I liked him. I didn't honestly really know about him. My girlfriend actually said that back in the day he used to be like a really like handsome dude. So yeah, so I started paying attention. He has a very distinguishable name, like Mickey Rourke. I don't know. It's just a good name, right? And yeah, apparently The Wrestler is one of his good movies and kind of old school, and I really have to watch it. So anyway, and I'm sure in that movie they're kind of taking it all full circle again, man. I just start getting on these tangents. being a wrestler, I know for a fact that there's a lot hard into it. There's a lot of it takes an emotional, probably an emotional toll on your life. It takes definitely a toll on your body. Wrestlers, they're not out to try to hurt each other and everything. It's more of a sport. I know, what was it, Mystico, before he became like crazy famous, they interviewed him here in Juarez, and one of the things that he would say, or one of the things that he said that really stood out to me in his interview was that wrestling. He said, "La lucha libre es circo, maroma y teatro," and that's a very that's one of our sayings here in the border, circo, maroma y teatro, which it's literally like a circus because it's a big show, and maroma because there's like acrobatics, there's jumping, there's flying through the air, and teatro because you're putting on a show for the people. You have all these rudos and técnicos. You have the good guys and the bad guys. So, naturally you're gonna want to go with the good guys, I would imagine. But when my family used to have that arena here in Juarez, that wrestling arena, they had these guys, and there were all these little cholillos and stuff that would always be the guys who came to cheer for the rudos. And these guys weren't, I don't know what you would consider bad guys. They were just the cholillos that would hang out around the neighborhood down there. And my grandparents, they would bring them in, and it was a great vibe. We have some VHS videos of a lot of wrestling events, a lot of parties in there, but we have a lot of videos of the wrestling events, and you would always see the rudos, the porra for the rudos. They would get into it, and then you always, like, nunca falta, you always get the señoras that are yelling, and they cuss like crazy, and las palabrotas de las señoras, and I don't know. I like seeing, personally, I kind of like seeing like old señoras, like tias and stuff like that. Especially if they're a little older, I love to see them drinking and just get into something. They just get so into it. So it's one of the things that I really kind of like. Anyway, so there's two big events here that I was going to talk about. On Sunday, I actually just saw that there's this. I think it's the first, and I actually hadn't heard of this. I'm gonna have to go check this out. I definitely do want to. On Sunday. Well, actually, I'll talk about the other one first, because I do think that this one is on Sunday. If I could just get the date. Okay. Well, it says, hey, open on Sundays. So the only thing about this that I don't really like is that, well, I don't know how it is, but the only thing that makes me a little iffy still is that it's inside. But we'll talk about that next. The one that I do want to talk about first, and it's that idea: public schools, farmers and farmers market and car show. Man, I'll just post the picture. Idea, Horizon Vista. That's the actual campus. I don't want you showing up to different campuses. I think there's about 5 campuses here all around El Paso. But it's gonna be, of course, an outdoor show. I know it's gonna be a big. Personally, the car show, I think it's gonna be huge. But it's gonna be on Saturday, the 13th. It's gonna be pretty much a whole day event. It's gonna be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it's going to be the address for that Idea Horizon campus. And I don't think that one's open. I think that's the one that's. I think this is their first year open. I'm not sure if they're already having in-person classes, but that's. Yeah, I'm here for the farmers market and car show. How's that? and I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be handing out my brand new cards that just came in. I'm gonna be posting a couple pictures of these. I'm excited about these things. I've never designed them. I was kind of experimenting. I'm trying to change up the logo from what I had. The other logo I I had a lot of free time when I was a truck driver, so I always had this idea. I mean, this has been an idea that I've had for a few years, and this is the logo that I had was just a drawing. It was a little sketch, and then the first one I didn't like it, so I got some ideas for the first one, and I did a couple more little drawings. I'm not an artist. I think that's pretty obvious. I could draw like simple little things, but nothing that you would probably call like art worthy. And I've never tried because I don't know. It's something. It's more for like fun maybe. I've colored with my little nephews and stuff and all that. But yeah, no. As far as being an artist, I'm not. So that's gonna be that first event, and I'm gonna be there. There's gonna be a lot of people that actually that I know, and I want to get to know those guys at the C3 car club. And I think that's all I have for Saturday. And I'm obviously going to be missing a lot of other things. There's I'm sure there's going to be a lot of markets out there. Not necessarily farmers markets, but I know Horizon used to. My sister would tell me, "Hey, over in Horizon, there's always there is a farmers market," and I just never been there. And obviously, there's all my excuses from the past, but oh man, oh sorry, wanted to sneeze. It just came out of nowhere, but okay. Anyway, so yeah, so that's what's happening pretty much Saturday, and then, like I said, I know I'm going to be missing a lot of other farmers markets, but hey, that's probably your responsibility too. That's probably your responsibility to try to make some try to search it. There's a lot of events out there. Just if you're gonna be going out, if you're feeling sick, I don't know, man. It's hard to tell people to not go out and everything, and I get it. I mean, people wanna go out and people wanna have a good time, and I get it. But I don't know. I'm just gonna ask people to be safe. My friends, family. I know not a lot of my family is going out. I know some of my family is still working, so that's good. But yeah, I don't. I'll leave it to your discretion. If people are gonna listen, people are not gonna listen. I think right now, from what I've seen, I think we're doing pretty good compared to how we were doing maybe, I don't know, like 6 months back. I know were we like in the national headlines where it was like El Paso was one of the places that was doing the worst out of out of the country or so. Not the world, definitely not the world. I think there's been places when they've been doing like a lot worse, but yeah. So right now, if you've been taking care of yourself, try to stay healthy. Right now, the weather is going to be changing back, especially this weekend. This weekend's going to be kind of, I don't know. I heard that it's going to be like cold or I don't know. It's like a cold front that's not going to get to us all the way, but we're probably still like right now. It's super early, so before the sun comes out, it's always colder, and I think right now I don't even know what the temperature is outside. Let's give it a quick Google search. Not a Google search, but I always have the. Since I'm on the motorcycle, I always make it a point to try to kind of look at the weather. Just if it's just gonna be crazy rain and everything, I don't want none of you to crash into me or anything. So if it's just gonna start raining, might as well just wait, right? And just take my truck. So where's this gonna be at? Grace Gardens Event Center. That's one of the events that's going on Sunday. So all right, so everybody has it clear. The oh man, that's all the way. Santa Teresa Carotillo. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, I'm actually really bad. I've been really bad about learning the exact layouts. You know, there's I'm sure there's some of these older guys that know exactly where oh it's like no like uh, the east side ends here and the lower valley ends here. Horizon. I mean, I think the horizon line is um, pretty what do you call it? Pretty clear of where horizon starts and ends. You you know it's pretty divisive line. It's growing a lot too. I was driving around over there. What was it? Yesterday, a couple days ago, and you know, right around there where they're building the new marketplace, that new shopping center, and obviously where they're building that Amazon warehouse. Where I mean, they're it's going, man. It's going fast. Um, it looks good, I guess. um, so anyway, is this the same event? So I just opened. Okay, so I have three different events here for Sunday. One of them is Ricky D's. There's gonna be a toys, collectibles, arts and crafts show on Sunday from 9 a.m. onto I don't know. It's usually these events go till about 3, 4, sometimes 5. With it being a bar, I don't even know if they have like an outdoor thing. Hopefully the weather's gonna be nice, especially for that. So I have three different events here for Sunday. So that's the Ricky D's for Sunday. That's on Pebble Hills, Ricky and the letter D. And if you just look that up, you'll be able to find that. So that's more for it. I mean, it seems there's like an Emmett Smith like signed jersey, and then there's some just on the picture, but that's all they have. Um, so you might want to look into that if you like those kinds of things. There's a bunch of like comic book and little action figures there. And then the second one I have here is Valentine's at the Gardens. And the little poster here says from 11 to 3 on Sunday, and live music, local shopping, and wine and food. And that's going to be at the Grace Gardens. And it doesn't, hey, look at that. It doesn't give me the address here. Grace Gardens Event Center. But that's the one that's here over in Canotillo. What's that street? Westwind? Is that what it is? And it doesn't give me. And that one's hosted by the Upper Valley Artists and Farmers Market. So that's gonna be Valentine's at the Gardens. I'm just looking it up on Facebook. So if you just look it up on one of those events, that's something else that you can do on Sunday for your Valentine's Day. And then the other one, I thought it was the same one, but is that the one? That's not the first. Let's see. Yeah, the First Avenue Artisan Markets Valentine's Day event. Okay, so it is, right? Host. They're hosting it. So they're just calling it, yeah, so that's what it is. So I think this is their first event, right? Or this is their first. So this one I think I'm going to go show up, try to, I don't know, try to go find out what's all about, right? So apparently they have, let's look through some of the pictures here. It says it's going to be at a main room. There's some ladies there. Looks like a big area. Looks like there's, what is it, is that candles? Is that like some sort of dip? That's not the greatest picture. There's some chips right here going on. There's some nice art. Is that El Paso? That's nice. I do need to decorate the walls here at the house. We've been pretty good about adding a little bit of art here to the walls, and I actually just put up a shelf. I don't even know if I shared it on the main It's not really an amp thing. It's more of my girlfriend wanted some shelves, so I was like, all right, just tell me what you want. And personally, I think they went up there pretty good. Don't tell my girlfriend, but I don't know how good adobe walls hold. I did the best I could. And I put a bunch of like those big anchors and everything. And they're very nice shelves. I tried to do it as best as I could, but there's not a lot of people that know how to work on adobe walls. The guy that actually did inside and outside walls, he said, "Nah, these are solids. Esas aguantan and everything." And he's that like old man that like he grew up working like in adobe houses. He used to make the bricks back in the day. So there's a lot of Valentine stuff on this thing. Anyway, so I put some shelves, and they look really good. I think I outdid myself. I measured all the spacing and everything. I did what you're supposed to do with shelves. I acted like a boyfriend and like a man. It's like, yeah, I know how to do this, but deep down, I don't know, man. Let's hope they hold. If not, you're gonna hear about it. So we'll see. Anyway, so this is the First Avenue Artisan Market. That's what I'm looking at pictures at, and it actually looks kind of nice. I really want to go check this one out. And that's gonna be their Valentine's Artisan Market. Again, I'm just looking at all these through the Facebook page. So it's Valentine's Artisan Market at the First Avenue Artisan Market, and for some reason, on the other page that I had, the address was different. But on here, it says 301 South Ochoa Street. So that's right there, close to getting there closer to the to downtown, right on the edge, right there. What is it? Right by Piedras and stuff like that. Cotton, yeah. It's that nice little area where, personally, I love that little area. I would love a little house around there. That way, I started skating, so I could probably ride a skateboard to work if I found some sort of job close to there, and it's nice. I like the vibe. I feel like that's very old school. El Paso. Don't get me wrong, I love the area where I live right now. I love, I don't know, I just like El Paso. There's things that I appreciate and that I really like about, see, look, it's a different thing. Anyway, so the address here, the first address that I saw was 798 East 1st Avenue in El Paso, right? And the one that they have for the event is 301 South Ochoa Street. You know what? Let me just look these things up while I'm just giving you a heads up on what I want to do. So I know there's a guy that has a studio here. One of my friends actually told me that he has he actually has a background like in all these like he used to have I guess he's a mixer, or he used to be, and I think he still has all his equipment. So South Ochoa Street. Alright, so let's pin that in there. Right there by the, Desert Moon Cafe. I'm just looking at these on Google Maps. So East First, so it's basically the corner, right? So East First Avenue and South Ochoa intersect. So 301 South Ochoa and 798 East First. East, not Father Ron. East First Avenue. Okay, so it's the exact same thing, yeah. So, I don't know, take your pick. I don't know why these guys have two different addresses for the same place. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they have, I don't know. I'm not going to try to delve into this. And then the other event, so we already got 3 events for Sunday, right? All of them, obviously, centered around centered around Valentine's Day. So there's a couple more that I want to talk about here. Obviously I have to go back to the lucha libre. Vamos a ver, baile. No, tequilas. No, no es tequila. Okay, for some, I, so I just typed in tequilas and it took me to a place where in Abilene. No man, tequilas disco. Do they not have a? Do they not have a Facebook? What happened here? There's a big event here also going on. Where I'm gonna go to also. Okay, tequilas. Where's the wrestling show? A ver, viernes. Polo Urias is coming. That's today. That's tomorrow. Man, I'm gonna go to that too. Um, that guy's, old school things con el mero mero de la música. So Tequila's Discotheque, they do. I have to go. I'm gonna go out there and throw some of my new business cards at the guy here, because I do. This is gonna be a good place for me to find all my wrestlers that I want to interview here eventually. I'm working on my new little studio space, so I'm gonna be trying to interview a lot of these people. I'm gonna try to be safe. I think by the time that I'm done with this little studio, I'm gonna start to feel comfortable enough to start probably bringing people. Plus, my little studio space that I'm working on is outside. Well, not outside, but it's outside my house. It's over here in the back. So I'm gonna feel a little more comfortable. Plus, I don't know. I mean, if I can get tested, and if I could get these guys to get tested before coming, I know for like a starting out podcast and everything, if I'm gonna be asking people to kind of give me some of their time, to try to give them a little more exposure and things here. I know that's kind of like a big no-no, and it's all frowned upon with artists and everything. It's like, oh, you know what? I'll do it for the exposure. But no, I get it. Especially wrestlers, man. It's really like a sport of passion. So, I'm trying not to screw over people, but I am trying to give them some advertising and trying to help people. So anyway, so there's gonna be a bunch of events. There's gonna be for some reason it's not showing up here, but there was or is tequilas. I don't know why it didn't come out. On Sunday they were gonna have some lucha. I don't know why I don't have it on here. Anyway, well, it says on the 12th, which is tomorrow, Friday, there's gonna be. If you know about this, you already know about this. And I did share it on the AMP page, so I don't know. I hope they didn't cancel. And I'm just hearing about it right now. I'm doing my crappy research here. So I took the picture. Yeah, so it says February 14th, 5:30 p.m. And I don't know. It's they had an event last week during the Super Bowl. But I don't know, man. I don't know how many people were in there. I was in no shape to drive anywhere. But anyway, it says here that Tequilas, they are having Lucha Libre entertainment. I don't know why I couldn't find it on the Tequilas page. Tequilas, it's weird. Because they don't have Sunday maybe? Because it doesn't have it on here, but it says it's like a... So I have it... So the weird thing is, I have it on my phone, but I can't find it on my laptop. My computer here. Conjunto Primavera. Oh, yeah, see? It's because... Man, I gotta go hang out there. They have a lot of things, and... I like their, I like whoever does their ads here and stuff. Well, they do have I think they do have a YouTube page too. So, yeah, this is I don't know. This is always what I thought, like discotheques were, tequila, and that's. They've kept that. They don't call it disco. It's a tequila's discotheque. And they even used to have commercials on the radio too, where they were exciting. It was like the radio version. If you ever go to Juarez, um, there's there used to be, I don't know if they still do them now, but there used to be these. They weren't billboards. It was just on the street. They had these ads, or I don't know what you call them, where it was kind of cool. It was I don't know. It's like a big part of my childhood. You always saw these things where on a wall, it was kind of like their. I mean, it was honestly like their ad wall. Is that what you? It was like their wall, pretty much, like an old school, literal physical version of a Facebook, and it was literally on their wall, and that's where they would do the announcements for. And if you know Juarez, or I don't, because we don't do that here, like in the U.S., I guess, but it's literally like a wall, and they do the announcement on there, and I feel like that was the old school version of what tequilas, what all their posters are. I really like their posters. It's that style, right? Or I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it's just reminds me a lot. Even the poster, it says Polo Urias, and it's, if you go look that up, you'll see that those are the type of font, and even the old school like lettering and the lighting on it. It's it was a version of those. Like that thing would actually be on the wall. Man, I don't even know if anybody's gonna know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so Tequila's Discotheque on Sunday, 5:30 p.m. There's gonna be a big wrestling event. Is that Zafiro? For some reason, I confuse him with Cassandro, which we gotta go check that out. General is $10. Kids under 10 go free. So you just don't tell your 12-year-old that he's 10. Oh yeah, Cassandro's gonna be there too. So is Cassandro like the mentor? Yeah, so that was Cassandro. So there's gonna be Cassandro Magno, Fusión, Muñeco, Infernal. There's gonna be a second Peluchin, Uncle Junior, Mr. Alpha, Black Juvie, Guerrero Junior, Utopia, Zafiro, Minotauro, Bestia, Monaguillo, Dos. What is that? Yeah, Huracán Héctor, Impostor. Is that Junior? Impostor. Man, I can't zoom in here anymore. Impostor, Legendario, Rey Jaguar, los Referes, el Sonrisas y el Véngase. Es todo, no, está bien. So that events I'm definitely going to be at. So for some reason I couldn't find it on my computer, but on my phone it came out. I am definitely going to be at this place. I've been wanting to go to wrestling events for a long time. And just with that, I'm going to leave you. I am going to start looking to interview some of these places. One of the girls that I know that's going to be at the event at Idea is Crystal. She's going to be selling, 45 minutes already. So let's try to cut this short, not go over 45. So one of the girls that I know is Crystal, and she's going to be doing she has these little plant holders that she makes, and she told me that she's been learning like new designs and stuff. Go buy some. Try to buy everything from her, and support all the other local vendors that are going to be at the Idea Horizon Farmers Market and Car Show coming up Saturday morning. Go buy some nice things for your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or just a friend. Get something nice for a friend. It's Dia del Amor y de la Amistad. Not everybody is as lucky to be in a loving relationship. I'm not saying I am, but I'm just saying, I'm not saying I'm not either, because I don't want to get in trouble here. So, try to recover from that one. Anyway, so go check those out. Be safe. I don't know how to stress that enough. I personally, I haven't had any negative experiences with people like being a jerk about not wearing a mask or anything. So just be safe. And wash your hands, carry around your little hand sanitizer, wear a mask. The one thing that I find hard is for kids, man. I wouldn't. I mean, well, honestly, I mean, I don't struggle with wearing a mask. Sometimes I do forget it, but oh man, jeez, sorry. I try to turn away, but yeah, sometimes I do try to. Um, I sometimes do forget to like take my mask, so I'll just wait and I'll go to the store. If I'm on my motorcycle, usually if I'm on my motorcycle, I'll have a mask on me. But if I'm on a car or my truck, look, there's a little doggy on that video. First Avenue Artisan Market. All right, so check that out on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Anyway, so Saturday, Sunday, have a good time. Be safe. Have a good Valentine's Day. And follow me on the. I'm gonna be giving some of these cards out. I'm gonna start planning to start interviewing some of these wrestlers. I might have Crystal on here. I just want to get that studio thing first, and I mean, I just want to feel safe. First and foremost, I wouldn't want to have to interview somebody and actually have them on here if they don't feel safe, and especially if if there's a possibility of me getting them sick. That's one of the reasons why I'm holding off. I don't want to try to do like the Zoom interview kind of thing. It's let's just wait. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, this podcast has been coming a long time, and there's nothing wrong with it. So whenever I do have an interview, I don't know. I'm not gonna. We'll play it by ear as far as trying to do a like a video version of it. Once I have like my nice little studio that I have going on, you might see like the progression of how when this started in my little boiler room, and then just with my little recorder. And now that I have my nicer microphone, but eventually this year, I think this year's the good one. Oh, also, man, I almost forgot. Technically they're not open yet, but Mission Trail Brewery. I don't know if they're probably. I mean, you might swing by there and you might get a sample. You might actually be able to buy a beer already. But I'm still waiting on them to open. I'm gonna go post some pictures of them. The place is coming along really nicely. But I do know that they have an event with Casa Ortiz and Casa del Humo coming up on Sunday. They have some new stuff, event coming on there, and it's kind of. I'm not gonna speak for them, but to me it feels kind of like a soft opening, where they're letting people into the art gallery, and they have some of the local artists that are displaying their stuff. They're kind of selling some of their things that they sell. But this, I don't know. They're ready to open, and that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be on Sunday. Casa Ortiz, I believe, might be open probably every day. And I was actually just reading up on the gentleman that actually opened the place. I don't know what I did with that info, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that next week, because I think this just after Valentine's, I'm gonna go try to take some pictures of. I don't know if they already have at Mission Trail. I don't know if they already have man. This just threw me off. What I was saying. I don't know if they already have all the furniture and everything at Mission Trail, but that's gonna be on Sunday. There's gonna be a bunch of stuff out there. Don't forget to share my podcast, and we'll talk to you next week. It's at AmpEPTX, Amp El Paso on YouTube, and I'm going to go ahead and share this as soon as I'm done here.